time, request everyone either turn off or silence your electronic devices, please. Thank you. Again, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the Public Safety Committee to order. Establish a quorum. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Riviere.
Here.
Ms. Lacy.
Present.
Ms. Gordon. Here. Present.
Thank you. Item number 4, the Police Department report. Chief Hicks.
Good evening. How y'all doing? Mayor, leading the Public Safety Committee, in order to keep both yourself and the City Council aware of the activities of the Port Allen Police Department, offer this account for the month of October 2022. 249 calls, alarm home businesses 37, assisting Port Allen Fire Department 10, suspicious person 14, disturbance 17, death 11, suspicious activity 11, remaining 6, check person 6. Port Allen Fire Department Medical 31, information 13, incidents by location, northeast of Court Street, Nelly 159, northwest of Court Street, Nelly 157, southeast of Court Street, Nelly 150, southwest of Court Street, Nelly 158, and south of I-1022. Total suspects arrested 17, 24 crashes, and tickets 14.
Port Allen Police Department had a busy month last one, huh? With all the events. How
Yeah.
was it? How y'all handled it?
Everything was
About being involved in all that.
everything was good. It's been pretty quiet. Let's say it like that. It's been pretty quiet. I'm not gonna knock on wood yet. I'm just gonna say it. You're welcome. Thank y'all.
Okay. Item number 5, the nuisance violation report. Inspector Gibbs.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and guests. I don't have too much to bring to y'all attention for grass and nuisances or whatever for this month. You know, everything's starting to slow down, but I do want to bring up 2 condemnations that I want to put on the table. It's 1120 Avenue A and 1117 Avenue B. These are one of the 2 that I brought up a couple of months ago. You know, what I brought the people to the councilman council report. So we really need to move on these because they really haven't did anything since then. So, you know, these for one, 1120 Avenue A need to be emergency because that one actually falling down. You know, the other one is 1117 Avenue B. Avenue B is the one that they started on tearing down, but they haven't finished it. So we need to put a push on those 2. Did they ask for an extension for the one on Avenue B? We actually had 100 and some days on that one. 120. So I mean, we pretty much passed the 120 day on that one, if I'm not mistaken. So those 2 are really one of the ones that we really have to, you know, push the issue on. So I mean, as far as grass or whatever, grass is slowing down and everything. So the Avenue A address was 1120.
And when did we touch on that address? When was that?
It was a couple of months ago when I brought it up to the last council meeting when I brought the pictures and everything up towards it. Oh yeah.
Those were formal, so those are the ones. Those are the 2 that I've been referencing.
Yeah.
Well, when they like that not working on it, why don't we send
I actually had those. I actually had those people come to the council meeting when we brought that up.
I remember they coming, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, to remind them that they asked for 120 days, and if they have hardship doing it, they may wanna come back and ask for extended time, instead of us wait till they time are up, and then we saying, we need to act on it. Why not just give them a warning and say, hey, you got 100 days, you got 20 more days, are you gonna complete it or what?
I understand where you're coming from, but I mean, it's probably been over 100 or some days already. So I mean, they should have known that already. It-
But they know what they have to do.
right.
They know what
And I'm just saying,
They don't know what they are going through.
When they
They
came
probably
here
have
and asked for these
hardship.
120 days, they knew the
they
condition their houses in.
they asked for 120 days.
Those
Yeah,
are
but
the
everybody
two.
have hardship, you know.
I
Some
think
things
one of them
might
came
happen,
with a hardship. What?
you
What?
know.
Yeah, those are the two properties that I mentioned that have supposed to be coming up for condemnation. So we'll get over to the courthouse tomorrow and start pulling the documents
Okay.
and start teeing that up. So it probably won't happen for next week's meeting, but I guess we can look at it for December's meeting, is where it will officially be up.
And I do understand everybody have hardship, but you got to think about the people in the neighborhood too.
That was March.
You're right. So I mean, it's
That complain about these houses and the blighted homes and all that. We do have to just get a handle on it.
right. So
I'm not saying that we not take care of, I'm just saying, why don't we just reach out to them before their time is up? We don't know, they might have had death in the family, somebody might have lost their job. Even though they should have reached out to us and
they
said, hey,
that's what I'm saying. They understood. They understood when I sent the letter out.
communicate.
When I sent the letter out, you know, when I came in. So I mean, they came in and they gave they
I remember.
report. So I mean, I was like, okay, so
And the other thing, Council, you got to understand too, the 120 days is the final. There is no more days after that.
right.
They get all the breaks before they ask for the 120 days.
So those are the two those are the two that we need to go and push the issue on as of right now. I do have a couple of them. I'm gonna bring them back I'm gonna bring those back in December. So I mean, we need to get these on the board as soon as possible.
Who was the owners of those properties? I don't even remember.
I'm gonna have to go on the assessors. You can go on the assessors. Yeah, it's
Those families.
yeah.
There were both representatives. They may have a partial ownership interest in both properties who appeared in March 2nd, 2022 at the committee meetings. Looked like you may have had a grandson and possibly granddaughter of the last holders of record appear for one property. And I don't have the actual relationship.
The other one was a tax.
The other one has a tax title on it as well, but I'm not sure if the lady that appeared was the tax title owner.
It was.
It was.
Because I think she was from Texas.
So they have had 240 days.
And that was like an informal notice of what y'all gave them last time.
Right.
Like a heads up, hey, this is gonna be coming.
I've always said before, and when you come up here with the list, homeowners have their own responsibility. And if they can't, you know, this issues, and then we need to see if we can help them. But like Clerice said, we had almost 240 days, so we were good in the 120, but actually you got double that, so I don't know how much more we can bend over.
Right.
So I think we'll move forward.
Thank you, Lance.
All right. You have a good day.
Okay. Item number 6, discuss adoption of the West Baton Rouge Parish All Hazard Emergency Plan 2022 update. Mr. Anthony Sumner.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Council. Here to talk to, we have to go through the plan every 5 years at a minimum to just make sure that our emergency plan is aligned with the way we operate in the parish and the municipalities. Since y'all are covered in the emergency plan, y'all were a part of the process to go through the plan. We're here asking y'all to adopt it. The only real changes that we made to it were minor revisions and how the parish operates as a whole with the parish departments, parish agencies, the city departments, city agencies, in the event of a declared emergency. Like I said, we have to do that every 5 years or as needed. And the only other real change we made to the parish emergency plan was we added a section for cybersecurity because that's become an issue. Actually, at this point, I believe we're one of the only parishes in the state to have a cybersecurity portion of the parish emergency plan, which we're still working on different plans and procedures as a result of that. But we're just getting ahead of the game on the cybersecurity portion of it. So that's what here to talk about to get y'all to adopt a resolution adopting the parish plan as the city emergency plan as well. And I know that y'all might have a copy of it, but that's something that can be emailed to y'all if y'all want to look at it. It's also on our website as well. We do have a link to the parish emergency plan because part of it we have to we have a period of time where we have to put it out there for public comment. And I'll entertain any questions you may have. I sent, yeah. Yeah, I sent it to the mayor and Lance, what the parish adopted to modify it to however y'all format is.
Make that an agenda item, probably, we'll be able to vote on it next week. Yeah, just make that an agenda item for next week.
Okay,
Thank you, Ann.
no problem.
Item number 7, adjourn.
Public Works Committee, call to order. Assembly Horn, roll call, please. Here.
Here.
Item number 4, adjourn. Community Development Committee. Item number 1, call to order. Item number 2, establish a quorum. Item number 3, roll call. Present. Item number 4, hear from the State Representative Jeremy Lacombe regarding his candidacy for State Senate.
Who should?
He requested? Maybe in traffic. Update on community development activities, Ms. Rose Roche.
I'm trying not to hold y'all up too long, but I'm just excited about a lot of things that are going on in the community. To the committee, members of the council, members of the audience who are here present, just good evening. And once again, October was a busy, busy month for the city and the parish. And once again, we're just very lucky to have departments like the museum and the library here that can really toe the rope for us. And we had a fantastic also event with tourism, and we're just very, very lucky being right in the center of the parish that we can benefit, our citizens can benefit from a lot of things that are going on. And so now that Halloween is over and we've had a multitude of trunk or treats and trick-or-treating, it seemed as though that we lived through it all. And it was just a great event for especially the kids. They probably still eating a lot of that candy and all the good food and the goodies that they had over the weekend. But we are now embarking on our Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, and we do have a few things that are city involved that are coming up. And I know our council folk are actually doing other things too out in their communities, and I just want to commend them for really keeping the citizens engaged and doing a lot of wonderful stuff. I think tomorrow night there's a candidates forum at William and Lee Community Center. That will be what time? 6:30, William and Lee Community Center, Candidates Forum. I'm understanding it's the school board candidates as well as the Senate candidates for state senator. Ma'am, tomorrow. Just to back up a little bit, I know we talked about us actually being awarded a podcast from the Small Town Podcast, and we did have our visit from Mayor Matt Seal from Georgia, and I was excited about taking him around town and he visited the museum and talked to the folk over there. A couple of restaurants. We took him to breakfast and lunch, and he was able to talk to the owners and just get their insight on the city. He was impressed with the levee top and the other fantastic things that we're doing around the city. The podcast will only be an hour. It's supposed to air in the spring. We'll let everybody know, but it was a great thing. And of course, LMA really has been on top of it as far as awarding the cities the small town podcast. So that's something for us to look forward to in the spring, that we'll be a part of it. We don't have to listen to folk talking about other towns. We can hear them talking about our town and the things that we're doing in the town. And he had his camera, and we did the historical thing, taking him through the city and showing him all the great sites that he can talk about in the city of Port Allen. So I'm just excited about seeing how that comes. But he's gonna have to. We spent most of the day together, but he's gonna have to compact that into an hour's program. So that should be coming out in the spring, and I'll let everybody know when it comes out. We're very, very excited because on Sunday, Tourist Commission is sponsoring, and the special committee with the Veterans on Parade at the Veterans Day Parade on Sunday. Just very, very excited about it. Want everybody to come out and really pay homage to our veterans who served our country so diligently for our freedom, that we can enjoy the freedoms that we have today. Also, on the 8th, we got to remember it is election day for those of us who have not gone to vote. And I think the state law, I'm not sure, gives the employees like 2 hours or something off to go and vote, that we'd be able to vote on election day. So we want everybody to do their due diligence and go and vote on election day. We have in November, of course, so excited about hosting our part of the Small Business Saturday. We're the last leg of it, but it sounds like the most exciting leg of it. Right now, with a total of vendors parish-wide, it's almost 60 vendors parish-wide that we'll have that'll be in the different areas. Not sure exactly how many will be in the Port Allen area. Probably will have a more active account on next week because we have a meeting on Monday morning. So just excited about that. And the young ladies have just kicked in and helped us so much in getting that going. So that should be an exciting event. Of course, once again, it's Saturday, November 26th. And of course, just a reminder, and you'll see a lot of stuff on December 8th, is our Senior Citizens Holiday Gala. We've been putting this on for quite a few years, so they're looking forward to it. And we'll try to be COVID safe the way we did it last year. So that should be an exciting evening for our citizens to come and dress up. And on the 11th, we still have our Christmas parade planned. And we'll have a concert after the Christmas parade. The cost of actually getting the bonfires this year almost was prohibitive for us to try to do, because of course we're participating in other events and with the funds that we have. So we're going to want to make what we have really nice and just not go overboard with anything that we're going to do for that day. Plans are still in the works for it, so hopefully we'll get, now that a lot of folk have finished their vacations and birthday celebrations, not calling no names out, we'll be able to sit down with our council people and get some more ideas about how to form this up and make this happen and be excited, so it could be a great and exciting event. We will have the announcement out in next week's newspaper, inviting folk to come and join the parade. Now, I think there's a Jeep parade, if I'm not, on the 2nd of December. So we're going to be paraded out, but it's going to be an exciting time for the city of Port Allen and things. People, if somebody comes to the city of Port Allen and say they don't have nothing to do, I don't know where they are. Because it's just some great things that are going on in the city, and we're just excited, and they're good, positive things that are going on in the city. Last week, I was out all week attending the Louisiana Municipal Clerks Institute. Ooh, man, you talk about, they held us hostage for 6 days, and we got all kind of information. So I was just excited about all the things I was able to come back and actually share and be able to put into place in the City Hall, Port Allen. I think I'm just about, oh, one more thing. With Keep West Baton Rouge Beautiful, I'm gonna pass the list around. We will have, t-shirts for everybody, not just the city council, but the city council and the employees. So I do need your sizes. And if y'all give me your sizes, then we can order these t-shirts and have them in the next couple of weeks for everybody. They're also trying to work with us on, and I know, the, Neighborhood Watch Committee had asked one time about us actually doing some aesthetic improvements at the corners of the different areas in the cities. And we've been in discussion with Keep West Baton Rouge Beautiful that they may help us find some funds to get it done. So our fingers are crossed. We're getting some bids out. We probably will need all kind of volunteer help to plant the plants and move some things around, taking all kind of suggestions that, especially moving some those tires at a certain spot, Mr. Hubble. But so I think we got some dollars now to get some things done to make it really beautiful. So hopefully in the next 3, 4, 5 months, or definitely looking forward to the spring, that we can have these beautiful flowers and foliage at our intersections in the city. So we hear you. We just got to find the money sometime to make it work. But I'm gonna bring the sheet up front for y'all to put your name and your size, so we can have your t-shirts ordered. But I will entertain any questions at this time. Yes, ma'am. We have not had a meeting because I have not called you, but you would have a call before we meet. It's coming out in the West Side Journal on next week. It's next week, next Wednesday, when it goes out. Tell them to call me. Tell them to call me. And you didn't want to go and do it. Okay, now you got the Veterans Parade. So you didn't want to go boom, 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 boom. So now you went, once you get the Veterans, yeah, but once they're high on the Veterans Parade, right, you can see that there's another parade coming right behind it. So that's the excitement. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. No, ma'am, we're not doing it. It will be out next Wednesday. All right. All right.
What's the parade time, Rose?
We'll start at 5 o'clock in the evening.
And you have entry form or the entry form?
We'll have the entry. We'll have the entry form. We won't put them in the paper. We'll have the entry forms. We'll just tell them to call City Hall, and they'll be on the second floor, at the desk at City Hall. Ma'am. We can put it on the website. We'll put it on the website. Oh, at least the Facebook page and nothing else. Huh? Yeah, we'll put it out. Yeah.
And look, with the Keep West Baton Rouge Beautiful,
Mhm.
I know the city has played an intricate part in keeping the cemetery clean.
Yes, ma'am.
But I just would like to know more about that process, and if you know of any grants that may be available that may can help upkeep the cemeteries, because it don't seem like it's really nobody's responsibility or nobody want to take the responsibility. But it's sometimes
The issue with the cemeteries, council lady, is that they are private. That's private property, and if you go into researching it, they're actually managed by somebody, and it's unfortunate that the somebody that charges you to go and dig that grave does not go out and clean the area. So that's.
So when Lance do like when he give his reports, like that is not included in that. Like the owners who own the cemetery, they not held responsible to keep it upkept, to keep the upkeep of it.
Well, yeah, they should be because they over, but like we can't go out and do it. I mean,
We do, yeah, we do. We've taken it upon ourselves at various times to actually get volunteers. Can't get the city workers because it doesn't belong to the city. So we've we've asked for volunteers to go out at certain times of the year and actually clean it. It's just that it's unfortunate that it's kind of unsightly that the owners are not actually going out and cleaning the cemetery. I'm think. Or we can sit down with the owners. We know who they are, and see. Because once again, you still have a few plots that are there, and people are still getting buried there, and they're paying somebody to open those graves for the burial. Exactly.
Yes, we want it to be clean, but you have to take the initiative to get a group of people. I don't mind going out there and help volunteer. I really don't. But I'm not gonna initiate it because you're gonna want me to do it every month.
Exactly.
And that's not my job title. When I got elected for office for me to move forward, not to clean cemetery, like you reaping the benefits of whatever it is, and you want someone else to clean it. That's not right.
I
Now,
agree.
you can talk about us elected officials because we not out there cleaning because we're leaders. Where will you start to be a leader? Because it's you that's responsible for the cemetery.
You're exactly
not
correct.
the Port Allen elected officials.
Well,
I
but,
think we should just go to the owner.
well,
It'll just be more the proper way, order.
right.
Just go to the
Right.
owner and put the responsibility where it lies.
Okay. Okay. Well, we
Did
can.
you
I'll.
just get it cut, Clerice?
Nope, I reached out to the sheriff's department to see if they could get a crew to get it cut, and I was unsuccessful in doing so.
Well, that's private
I
property.
mean, I just was reaching out to somebody I knew in the past that maybe had taken care of it.
Yeah, but it's private property.
Save our
But they must
cemeteries.
have some type of program or something.
I think they're based out of New Orleans. And if you can determine if there's anybody, I know they all matter, but historical nature.
Yeah, and I'm.
You know, it was somebody that did that for Poplar Grove.
Yeah, in fact, I did meet with it at over 100 years old.
I don't know the designation.
Yeah.
Because when you get into historical, like a national register, it's different.
Exactly.
So, but I would check with them because they do a lot.
But we'll be on with Save Our Cemeteries on tomorrow, and then I'll get with Lance Guidry, and we'll have to meet with the owner or the caretaker of the cemetery and see what's going on with that. But I do know, Miss Charlene, maybe at least 4 or 5 years ago, somebody got buried in that cemetery.
Well, listen, I think they had someone that was over Poplar Grove Cemetery, was local, I think it was. They had some kind of organization that was going around cleaning the old cemetery. I don't know if it's the same one that you were talking about, but I think it was someone local. Because
Okay.
I remember they did a story on it doing it, the Poplar Grove Cemetery. That they all got, but they all was volunteer workers. So, but I don't know, I can't recall the organization.
Right. Like I said, we get our biggest complaints because it's across the street from the school, and you want that area to look nice. So a lot of times we'll just come in and get our volunteers to come in on a Saturday to do it. But
Everybody don't want to volunteer anymore. Where's the
Exactly.
cemetery now? Everybody want to get paid.
yeah,
It's kind of hard to get people to, when the grass this high. What I suggest, whoever go in the next time to clean it, get some Roundup and spray around the tomb and where it can kill the grass or whatever. But the sad thing about it, everybody have a little, someone loved one is there.
exactly.
And I feel that they should go and cut around. If everybody could take care of their own family tomb, it'd be fine.
Well, that's true.
But that's impossible.
That's true.
Check with the museum because what she's alluding to, there was a lady that was doing spearheading a few years ago on West Baton Rouge Parish Cemetery.
Right. I met her, and I know who you're talking about. So yeah, since we're talking about it again, I'll try to have at least a little written report to pass out to y'all next week. So I'm gonna start over here.
But Deputy Roach about the grants. Let's see what they may have in those areas.
Okay, will do. Any other questions? All right.
Item number 6, but, oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's go back to item number 4 and hear from State Representative Jeremy Lacombe regarding his candidacy for State Senate.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to get in the building after hours. I apologize for coming so late in the endeavor. I've been wanting to try to make it here and address the council and the mayor and all the folks here. And I'm not going to take up a lot of time. I know this is normal committee meeting. We're trying to get out. As everyone knows, I am Representative Jeremy Lacombe, but I'm also a candidate for the state Senate seat. The Senate race is going to be, the election day is November the 8th, which is next Tuesday. And the state Senate seat does encompass a small portion of the city limits proper of Port Allen. And I'm not going to speak too long, but I'll make myself available after y'all get done. I'll just kind of sit down. I want to talk to Ms. Rose for a second. And then when y'all finished up a business, I'll talk. Thank you.
That's okay, adjourn. Adjourn.
Call the Personnel Committee to order, establish a quorum. Could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hubble?
Here.
Ms. Gordon? Here. Mr. Riviere?
Here.
Going first.
Item number 4, discuss the following employee decisions of the mayor.
Good evening. Yes, we just wanted to let you know that the mayor made some decisions relative to openings in various city positions. He has transferred Mr. Adrian Daigle from meter reader to assistant CFO at step 120, grade A. He started this week learning the utility office procedures. Mr. Darrell Dunn has been temporarily transferred to replace Mr. Daigle as a meter reader, working with Mr. Coy. And we've hired Mr. Gilbert Marcelin as a laborer 2 in roads and drainage at step 108, grade A. Any questions?
Lance, just a comment. Mr. Morrison, I actually saw him today.
Mhm.
He's excited. I know he retired from West Baton Rouge Natural Gas. I mean, he could be like a dual.
Yes, we've had some conversations with him about that. Unfortunately, he allowed his certifications to expire, so we will be petitioning the state to see if we can get around the restrictions associated therewith. Hopefully, they will understand that there is a severe shortage in this area and that he's already passed the test, so they should maybe, give him an opportunity to reinstate those certifications. But we did discuss that in his interview. Any other questions?
He's a good worker.
Yes, yes,
We hired him just a good
Gilbert's a good guy.
He's a good worker.
indeed.
He retired from the parish. He's a good worker.
How we done with the CFO position, man? Just to kind of go with this assistant and maybe work him in?
Oh, we got an applicant. Right? No, we had one new applicant that did not apply when the position was initially advertised. So I think we're in the process of reviewing that information and getting the interview set up, I imagine.
Yeah, she sent her resume in, but she didn't fill out the application, so
Right.
So when did y'all come with the decision of hiring the assistant CFO? When that decision was made?
this past week.
I wouldn't have, I'm just here was, I was, and I was just wondering, since we was on the interview, we didn't know anything. But I mean, it's a good choice. We just wasn't notified.
And that's why I prefer to go to the council meeting, so I don't have to, find different letters.
Email would have been fine.
It's easier just to.
Yeah, I won't be
At least let us know since we're on the personnel committee.
I mean, hey, after all, you didn't even want the position at one time, so hey.
Wait, hold on. Look, okay. Time out.
Okay,
Deep breath.
moving along.
I think the proper procedures were followed. Okay, we discussed the position. We advertised the position. We notified you all of the interviews. As you alluded to earlier, you were present for the interviews. We at the time, if I remember correctly, those interviews were for the actual CFO position, not the assistant. And
Y'all sitting in there was qualified for it, correct?
that's correct. And after some deliberation, as you recall, those interviews were some time ago, and in consultation with Ms. Jones, with Falk and Winkler, who's actually performing those duties, we decided to give this a shot because we have not received any other applicants until this recent application that was received this week. So the objective is to put Mr. Daigle in the assistant's position, which is still open, and let him learn. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch up. So we have them on a 6-month probation period?
Everyone has a 6-month probation period when they start a new position.
I
But this is a hybrid. It's a unique situation. We're actually he's actually in the utility office right now. So the plan is to rotate him through every office along the way, so that he'll have a complete, well-rounded understanding of what goes on. Because a lot of these positions are interchangeable and interconnected. So, we all work together. We all have different things that affect other people. And like I said, in consultation with Falk and Winkler and Ms. Jones, this is the path we've decided to take unless we identify an actual CFO candidate with prior CFO experience.
So he will have an office?
He's in the utility office right now, so he has a desk.
Stay there, correct?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I will tell you this: are you prepared to vote for an expansion of City Hall? Because we don't have no offices. Well, no. If you wanna have that conversation, we welcome that conversation. I will present you a plan to expand City Hall, because there are no available offices at the moment. But when he needs an office, we will see to it that he has an appropriate workspace. That's all I can offer you at this point. And I'm just answering. I don't know what else you want me to say. I can't move walls. Yeah, but that's why we're rotating them through. No. He's working as a utility clerk. He's not. No. I'm sorry. Well, I said he was going to rotate through all of the offices so he can get a very well-rounded understanding of what we do. He is actually working as a utility clerk. He's not located there doing CFO work. He won't get there for a while. Okay. To that office, yeah. I mean, the decision was made to. First of all, here's the thing.
So he just going to
No. Time out. Everybody stop. Give me a minute. I will respond and answer. Here's the situation. The CFO's job is literally everything financial. That literally starts with utility payments. So, in order to afford him an opportunity to understand how to walk that utility payment from the register to the budget, we start there. And then you'll know that when he gets to the second floor and someone's out of balance or something did not get posted correctly, he'll have an understanding of what took place on the front end so he can identify it on the back end. So that is what we are trying to accomplish. If you give us some time, trust me, we don't have a problem giving you periodic updates, but we started this journey on Monday, and so far, so good. Would you say, Mr. Day? All right. Yeah.
The problem that we had with the last person, you all did explain his pay, and he did accept the pay that y'all offered him, correct?
Well, see, that's a loaded question because that happened the first time.
I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
Well, let me show you how that works. Let me show you how that works. When somebody offers you a job at a particular salary and you accept it, that creates what's called a rebuttable presumption that you accepted, knowing full well what you will be paid on day one. Otherwise, why would you accept the job? That's not what happened last time. What happened last time was a person made a decision that they felt was not in their best interest after the fact. Now, let's just be honest about it, right? So I wasn't, once again, I wasn't present that time, and I wasn't present this time in terms of what they discussed about his salary. I got the same memo. You got. The memo said Adrian Daigle 120, grade A.
Mr. Adrian, are you satisfied with that?
Yes, I am.
Did you agree with that?
That's what was told to me, and I agree with that.
Oh, Jesus.
That was on my memo as well.
Without any further questions.
I just want to know one thing, man. You showed an interest in this position. How did you?
He applied for the CFO position.
Ms. Clerice
Yeah.
asked me to apply. My bachelor's degree is in math, so I understand
she asked me to apply, I did.
She must have knew that you was qualified.
Who asked you to apply?
Ms. Tercey Patel,
Okay.
because I'm reading the meters for the city and doing some things for her in addition to reading the meters. She thought I could
Do the job.
do
Yeah.
the job and run quickly.
Yeah,
And a learning curve.
absolutely. And the math is addressed. We know he can handle the math. The accounting and finance work deals with principles more than math, believe it or not. The computer gonna do the math, but you have to know what to tell the computer to do. And the principles is where the learning curve will be. And Ms. Jones, myself, the mayor, Ms. Paten, we will all help and assist him along the way, however is needed.
And that's what the memo also said that was delivered to me, that those people would be doing.
Right. So here's the hoping it all works out.
Welcome to the transition.
Okay.
Make those recommendations for next week's meeting.
Does it even need council approval?
Not really, but
Plans.
knock yourself out. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Darrell Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
Darrell Dunn. Was that the one that was working with you, Adrian, when,
Yes, he was.
okay. So is he gonna get a pay increase or what?
Well, at this point, it's temporary, so I don't think a pay increase has been proposed, but I guess it'll be discussed in due course. Mhm. It doesn't require council approval, but your choice. That's it.
Finance Committee, item number 1, call to order. Item number 2, establish a quorum. Item number 3, roll call.
Ms. Lacy,
Present.
Mr. Hubble, Mr. Burnt. Quorum's present.
Item number 4, discuss data center LLC contract for redistricting services in the amount of $15,000.
As you recall, Mr. Cedric Floyd with Data Center appeared last month. You all, at committee meetings, at last month's council meeting, you all voted, passed a resolution to engage in redistricting in connection with the 2020 census results. This week, we're here to discuss his contract. Is a proposal for $15,000 to perform those services. It's a complete turnkey job with a $7,500 deposit and then 3 $2,500 installments as the process is completed. I think that the Secretary of State's office does have a deadline to complete that. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he does believe he can do the job in that time frame. So it would be up to you all to entertain an agenda item next week to authorize the mayor to sign that contract and get that process underway.
And it's the same company that's been used over time, right?
I'm not aware. Yes, he's done the job in multiple locations, but the last redistricting was in 2011, give or take. So I don't remember. Yeah.
Did we sit in with him to see the redistrict?
I mean, he'll be contracted to the city, so he would have to, make all of his information available. You can go back and forth at any point in time.
I want to say
Yeah.
2011 or after
Mhm.
2010 census, we sat
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
one-on-one with,
Right.
yeah,
That's what we did in the
representative.
past.
Typically, your demographers will meet individually.
Right.
Yeah.
Council members.
Right.
Any concerns they have, obviously, usually the same.
Right. Exactly.
In his contract, he said that he's gonna be able to carry out these services. And if so happen he can't do it by that date, that deadline, then what? I mean, we just.
Well, we'll address that when it happens. I don't want to put that bad karma out
I'm
there.
just saying,
in
you
the
gotta be
atmosphere,
proactive, then reactive. You
It's-
gotta look ahead.
It's not that complicated. To be honest with you, his job is computer-based. The difficult part comes when you all have to take it into consideration. That's the hard part. His job is probably already done. He's done the math. He knows what the districts are now and what they need to be. It's just a matter of how to get them there. That's not complicated. So it's you know, these days there's software for everything except people.
And you said the difficult part is when it comes to us.
I'm saying that. No, that's me talking. I'm not going to put anything in Mr. Floyd's mouth. What I'm going to say is that the software and the numbers are the numbers. Okay, they're going to be what they're going to be. You have to make equal districts. Simple as that. So the question is, where do you move this line and that line to get the equality that you need? I'm sorry?
I think I remember some controversy going on in the past with the district.
Oh, that's always going to be controversy with redistricting now. What you probably referred to was at the state level, you know, with congressional districts. That's still in court, you know, and it's probably going to be in court until it goes to the United States Supreme Court. But that's why I mean it's the people, okay, because the numbers don't lie. But the people that have to vote on them numbers, ooh, that's something for another conversation. Off the record. Right. So.
Like Lance said, the numbers are the numbers, 2011 or 12.
It's just moving lines.
Step by step.
It's just moving lines. They'll get the numbers where they're supposed to be. It's you know.
It's going to be interesting. You know,
We'll see.
how the redistricting process goes.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Who will be
Trust me.
included and what will be included in the district.
It's gonna be fun. Trust me. Nah, seriously. Like I said, it's not complicated. It shouldn't take too long. I mean, you know. Anyway.
We'll make that an agenda item for next week.
All right.
Item number 5, discuss amending section 2, 150 of the Port Allen Code of Ordinance regarding banking authority for signing checks.
Okay, so section 2-150 was passed or added as an ordinance, I believe March, maybe early April of 2014. And essentially what it provides is that under the Larson Act, prior to this ordinance, checks were only required the mayor's signature. After this ordinance, our checks require 2 signatures, but it's the configuration of those signatures that we're trying to address. This actually was proposed by Ms. Jones with Falk and Winkler. The ordinance as currently written provides that every check must have the mayor's signature and the CFO signature, and that the mayor pro tem can sign only if the mayor's unavailable, and that the CAO can sign only if the CFO is unavailable. The recommendation is that we change that and allow those 4 people to be signatories, and that the checks bear the mayor's signature always in any one of the 3, unavailability or not. Therefore, more flexibility. Any 2 people can sign. That includes the mayor, and you don't necessarily have to worry about who was where and when and why. So, and that's the standard process does allow that when there are 2 signature checks. It allows any authorized signatory to execute, but ours was not drafted that way at the time. So that would be the recommendation. And I'll get you a copy. Sorry?
The mayor's signature in any.
Yeah, the mayor, you're going to have the mayor's signature or the mayor pro tem, right? But basically, we want that second signature. All we're doing away with is the unavailability requirement. In other words, any of the other 2 people can sign as long as the mayor presents it to them.
But if the CFO is in place, that is the person who's supposed to sign. Is that how that?
The way it's written now, only the CFO and the mayor, if they are both available. If neither are available, then only the pro tem and the CAO. So you can have the pro tem and the CFO, right? If she's available, or in the past she and the mayor was not, right? But if the CFO was available and refused to sign, now you got a problem. Okay. So the amendment would take away that issue and say that the mayor can sign and he can present that second signature to any other authorized signatory. And like I said, this came directly from Falk and Winkler, the CFO, the accounting firm handling our CFO duties, and it falls in line with every other dual signature check signing policy that they are aware of. It just takes away the restrictions, just make it a little bit more flexible, correct?
We'll make it an agenda item for next week.
Thank you.
Item number 6, adjourn.
Good evening, Council. I'm going to be short and sweet. Just a reminder, December the 22nd of this year, we'll have our sexual harassment mandatory workshop here on the 3rd floor from 11 to 2 p.m. Those who have not received theirs, at either one of the LMA conferences, this will be your last chance to get your 1-hour training in for this particular year. If you can't get it for this day, just make sure you go online and get your training. The other thing is I've been getting several phone calls in reference to the road work on Court Street. We are repairing the sewer line in certain sections of the road that was identified by video. It's a tedious job. It's a long, painful job. It's a smelly job. And we ran across several hiccups because it's old lines. I ask all the citizens to be patient while we do these repairs, and we cannot repair the road until the dirt that they put back into the hole is packed down enough to put asphalt surface back on top. So for a while, we're going to be dealing with the gravel spots there. They've already started cut the first section that was done months ago here on Court Street between Atchafalaya and Jefferson, and hopefully they will begin patching that up in the next couple of weeks or so. But this company is also doing Court Street, 8th Street, and then also Michigan Street. So those are the 3 target areas where we had bad infiltration and cracked sewer lines, and they're repairing those as they go. Unfortunately, yesterday, we had while they was taking out one of the shoring panels, it hit the main water line on 8th and California Street, and we had to shut the water off for a couple hours, and we had to repair it. And once again, Mr. Aaron Landry and his crew did an outstanding job. I mean, that was a hole about 12 feet deep, and the water was spilling over the roadway into the storm drain, and they was able to pump it down, repair the line, and get it back in service within 2 hours. Yeah, that was a 8-inch water line with a lot of pressure, and it affected areas. In fact, they had to cut it off in 4 different locations. One was at 8th and Court Street. The other location was other valve was at 7th and Court. The third valve was at right behind Couillon's, just past Kentucky. And then the 4th valve was at California and Alexander. And like I said, they did an excellent job repairing that line. So make sure you acknowledge them, for a job well done, especially, with the crew you got. It's a all of them training. You got one Class 1 operator, and the other two are trainees. And like I said, they worked their butt off yesterday.
On Michigan Street, I see where they have the 3 spots.
Mhm.
Road. So are they gonna repair the sewage line there, you saying, or what's going on with Michigan Street? Because
Michigan Street is already repaired, so
why are you, they keep putting gravel there? Because I done seen so many cars speeding off in the rocks and, losing control, they're hitting the hole. Why is they still putting gravel there if it's repaired?
because
Not overlaying it correctly.
well, just like I said, they have to make sure that it is packed. And if you notice, in one of those locations, it has started sinking, and that's why you have to go back and make sure that that ground is actually compact, and before we overlay it with the asphalt, because now you're gonna have the asphalt sinking.
Now, one place that they cut in front of the lady house, the guy said that they weren't supposed to dig that up. So, that the sewage line wasn't there or something, they just made a mistake and dug that up. So why they just didn't cover it back up correctly?
I don't know anything about that. All I know is the locations that they dug, they repaired the line at those 3 locations that they dug on Michigan Street.
If I may, those lines were all subject to video, video inspection, as well as GPS locations of where those failures were. I'm not aware of them doing any work on anybody's property. The work was in the servitude, but you gotta understand that the hole is gonna be bigger than the location of the repair. They have to have space to get down inside. They have to put a shoring box in if it's over 5 feet, and certain other requirements to be able to handle the tools and the things necessary to make the repair. So we go through that area quite frequently to inspect, and we let them know when necessary that the gravel has settled and that they need to go back and replace. As a matter of fact, we just had a conversation with the sewer department yesterday to contact the contractor and let them know it had settled again.
Yeah, because I called the mayor.
Yeah, and as soon as it passes the appropriate soil compaction ratios, then you can go on and repair the asphalt. But if you put asphalt on it without the proper soil compaction, it's just going to sink just like the gravel. And asphalt is far more expensive. So.
Okay.
Mayor and Lance, I just want to thank y'all for this project is long overdue, and to me, a lot of people don't really understand the process, and I guess you just on that kind of thing.
They don't want to be inconvenient.
Yeah, they don't.
They want it fixed.
They want it fixed, but it doesn't happen overnight. You
Right.
have to let that stuff compact.
I will say this, when we have maybe some unforeseen, extenuating circumstances, I think it's probably would be kind of, courtesy, maybe just to put it on the city website, just to say we ran into something, because I mean, with the calling behind the water ground, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, I didn't even know half the complaints that was coming in. I didn't have any clue about it, to be honest.
I'm glad you mentioned
But
that.
maybe just to send out an alert, hey,
I'm glad you mentioned that. See, we do not have alert. Look, hey, I got a solution. The guy came. He want to sell us the text message system where we get everybody that has a water account, a utility account. You get a cell phone number, and we're gonna be able to send mass text. I just need $15,000 to do it, and then the monthly service. No. Hey, look, hey, that's a solution for everything. None of them are free. Okay, so I did not like it. I've had people call about water being cut off on California due to an error. As you know, we had a bunch of projects going on at the same time. We just put in a main sewer line on 14th Street to service that park, right? And that development east of the park. But that contractor hit a line. Wasn't his fault. The line actually switched sides. I'm sorry. The line actually switched. We laugh about it, right? Because the line was marked properly as it's supposed to, but apparently one side it goes 10 feet in and the other side is 12 feet in. So Those things happen, right? But that being said, we had to turn off their water. No way to notify them but to knock on their door or to call them, which they may not be home or numbers may not be current. There's a variety of different reasons that you can't make that connection. However, we talked about it, and I'm going to just be honest with you. The mayor was like, nah, but I say we got to get this. You know why? Because it's 2022, all right? And it's time.
And if we have anything that inconvenience someone,
We got-
unless they water being cut off, I'm not talking about some groundwater running at me.
We-
But
we
if
have-
the water cut off, yeah, we have to
Yes.
say, look, this is going on, bear with us.
Right.
I think you'll probably get a little better understanding.
Well, he just didn't want to ask for the money. That's all. It wasn't. Hold on, let me finish. No. It's not that he know we need it now. Let's be clear. He just want. No, seriously. No, we that no decisions have been made. The reality is we got 2,500 so customers. We about to get another 600 so with this subdivision over the next 5-10 years. They'll be coming soon for final inspection. They finish the roads and so on and so forth. We're probably gonna set that up next week. You all are welcome to join us. We're working out dates, but it'll be sometime next week. Final inspection, Westview Crossing. And once we put those people online, we're gonna have 3,000 customers or so. I think that that's worthy of investing in the system to rapidly contact them with particular issues relative to their services. So we'll get some more proposals. We got to bid everything, so we'll see. We can save a couple bucks.
I think that'll be money well spent.
Yes.
Mayor, Pick one. The ditch on South 15th Street, that y'all closed and re-back open.
Never closed.
What's going on with that?
Never closed. The homeowners mistakenly thought it was closed because that's the way she bought it. And when right before the storm season came, a couple of homeowners on that particular street wanted their ditches open so that the water can flow and their houses won't flood. Unfortunately, she was upset because we have to dig that ditch out because it's part of that section. So she just like everybody else. If your house flood because that ditch isn't where it's supposed to be, then we're responsible. So like I explained to her, if you want a closed ditch, we will close it, but you have to buy the pipe, just like the other homeowners on that particular street. So if she wants the ditch closed and she purchased a pipe, we install it, we put in the dirt, finish business.
So y'all dig the ditch up, y'all not putting no pipe, y'all just dig it like a.
Where it's supposed to be, just so the water can flow a certain direction. Yes, ma'am.
And some of the other homeowners requested that to be done?
Over time, settlement and
But they said
grass,
they're
the
flooded
ditches,
Hmm?
Is it any high water in that neighborhood? Just from my
Leave hers like
understanding,
it is.
We cleared out. We cleared out at least 50% of that ditch from Court Street all the way up to where we stopped at, and yeah, it was a lot. There's a lot of settlement that was in that ditch that had to be taken out of it.
that road really need to be fixed.
Yeah, that's on the road. That's on the road project, but because it's concrete, it's gonna be more expensive than overlay, and that's what we're dealing with. But it's on one of my.
But is that something that the city can do, dig the road up or borrow some tools?
All we can do is patch it. Yeah, that's a contractor you have to hire, and that's a very expensive project.
I mean, but that road is really messed up.
Yeah, we've been looking at it. I asked them, but they said we couldn't. So, our engineer. Certain, some the ones that's already asked for. Yeah, yeah. I guess there's certain ones you can do. Yes. Right. All right. Anything else?
Just one thing, Mayor. Now that we kind of moved with the 14th Street, like the drainage, all that's taken care of for the bathrooms and all that's complete now.
The sewer line is connected and the water line is connected, and we have to complete the bathroom itself. So. But we're also looking at we applied for another grant to complete that project with the park, And right now it's in
It's in,
5.
it's a priority 5
Right.
appropriation.
Yeah.
In the state, capital outlay budget, but it should be poised for priority 2, or priority 1.
Right.
Next year. And that's about 3.6 million in funding, which will require 25% city match. So,
And you know, the only reason why I'm asking that question, just so, you know, we can start looking at developing 14th Street, that park, like, you know, start putting walking trails, you know, kind of start getting our mindset on, the development of that.
Yeah.
So we could have like, mimic other walking trails that we see in the community, like, we have more people coming in, we gotta start getting it moving with developing our community.
Well, you're getting ready to get that phone call.
Why I kinda ask that, you know.
Okay.